Hi YouTube, welcome back to Danette's Kitchen, and I realize I have not been on in a while. This is Tuesday, May 26, 2020. Within the past week, there's been an increase in violence in the area where I live. Lots of gunshots at night, not just like pow pow, but like pow 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 pow, pow for like an hour or more at a time. Do I ever hear any sirens following that? Not really. And I realize that the police may be overworked. There may be a shortage of officers right now. And they may just not be sure with how to handle things with the current state of our country and the state of the state. Things have mostly opened back up. It's like a partial opening here in Minnesota. But the governor still wants people to practice safe distancing, and the mayor would like for everyone to wear a mask if they're out in the public somewhere. So, yeah, in the public, he expects you to have a mask on. If you're at the store, or if you live in like a public housing, like a high-rise or something, and you're outside of your individual apartment, I believe he expects those people to wear masks too. Just as a sort of protection, you know, you protect me, I protect you, kind of a deal. As I mentioned, that there was been an increase in violence in my area, in my immediate area. Like, I can go to bed at night and I hear all kinds of stuff going on, which is really not the norm. I mean, yeah, violence happens everywhere, times, you know, sometimes, but not to the extent that it's been happening in my personal area, which is kind of unsettling. And this morning when I got up and I turned on the news, because I like to check the weather or whatever before I go to work, I have been trying to like block out all the noise that's happening at night, because you get desensitized after a while. You gotta go to sleep sometime, and you just try to move on with things. But this morning, it was on the news that a man passed away in police custody. There's a lot of things that I could say about it, but legally I won't, because I don't want to say the wrong thing or make any assumptions. But I know how I feel in my heart about what happened in this situation. His first name is George. I'm sure the video is out across social media everywhere, regarding what 4 police officers were involved in with that one man who allegedly had forged a check. I don't know about you, but forging a check should not add up to someone not being able to continue to thrive or to live. FBI showed up today, police cars, everything blocked off, FBI, and the community. And by community, I don't just mean my immediate community. I'm talking about like all of Minneapolis, or a great deal of Minneapolis. We're outraged. And I'm not sure if they're going to be protesting at this point, or, you know, what kind of civil disobedience is going to go on. I think back to many years ago when a situation happened with Rodney King. And that was something that kind of went down in history, and people remember that. Of course, people also remember him saying, "Can't we all just get along?" But he survived that incident, even though he was badly mistreated. He survived. And this individual did not survive. And it's all across social media, like I said. It's on Facebook and Nextdoor and probably on Twitter somewhere or whatever. It's all out there because people were enraged. You know, there were people that saw what happened and immediately took out their phone and video recorded it. Now, the officers had their cameras on, and apparently their cameras were turned on. It's just no logic behind why they handled things the way they did, especially when they already had him in custody. You do not need to cut off anyone's air supply after they are already in custody. The long and the short of it is that 4 officers have been let go. By this afternoon they were let go, so they're no longer employed on that job anyway here in Minneapolis. I don't know if charges will be brought against them. I certainly hope so. I hope that there is some sense of justice, but I do appreciate how expedient the police chief was in handling this situation. The FBI was in coming in and getting busy and handling this situation. And I feel frustrated and I feel a sense of remorse for that young man's family. I don't know him personally. All I know is that he's a community member. I don't know his circumstance. I don't know what all led up to it. All I know is what's available in that video, and it's pretty terrible, especially with people saying he can't breathe. So, I'm praying for his family. I'm praying for the community as a whole. And I understand that the shut-in and the virus and all this stuff that we're going through has had a pretty horrible effect on pretty much everybody. Everybody's stressed or strained in some kind of a way. But I think this is all the more reason for the city to use some funding to give an improved training on some behavior management techniques or whatever, especially if the person's already down and they're incapacitated. It would be better, I think, to see money to go into funding for proper training in these situations rather than having to spend out all that money paying families because of the loss of a life. Because 4 to 1 is not fair. Any way you look at it. Especially when the one did not have any weapon on him at all. So, that's just my 2 cents on that. But, as I mentioned, you know, that's kind of how it's been. Lately, it's been a lot of chaos going on. And if we don't govern ourselves accordingly, there will be other people to come in and try to govern our behavior and put us in our place and, you know, make things a little more difficult for people to manage. I have been working on some new recipes and some menus for different times during the day because I've been cutting back on the overeating. I still eat because I love to eat. I still cook because I love to cook. But I'm working on new recipes, which is why I have not been showing anything to you, because I need to have it together for myself first, so then I can show it to you. Healthier ways of making different things for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And using more than just the stove and the oven and the crock pot and the, you know, rice cooker. You know, I have an air fryer. I'd love to do air fryer recipes. I would love for people to say, hey, would you do some air fryer recipes? Would you do some Instapot recipes? Tell me what you want to see. And that helps me to provide you with something that you can really use, something tangible, something you can enjoy, something that we can prepare together. Or we can do it as like a live event or something. Just leave a comment down below and let me know. What would you like to see? I think I'm going to check out the news right now to see if there are any updates on this situation, because I hear a lot of helicopters going by, and as far as I know, there's going to be a lot of people blocking off the streets really soon, which Minneapolis is good for that. People coming out and just blocking all the traffic on the streets, on the highways, anywhere. And as nice as it can be to be here, there are times when people just say no more, and they just don't want to deal with things the way they are. People want to feel safe in their community. They want to be able to trust not only their elected officials, but those that are essential employees, meaning the police, the fire department, nurses, doctors. They want to be able to trust them. They want to be able to trust social workers. They want to be able to trust people and know that their needs can be met. So I will be back with you regarding more, but right now we have a thunderstorm coming in, and I think these people just really don't care. They're going to be out there even with the thunderstorm. And it happened really close to my home, so my first goal was to get home before all that happened, and I'm stuck out there and somebody's tossing tear gas or whatever. But I'll watch this news, and I'm going to work on a few more recipes. And let me know if you would like to receive copies of recipes in the mail, specific things. Microwave meals. I don't do the microwave myself, but I do have plenty of microwave recipes from my friend who was my encouragement to starting this channel. So, let me know what you'd like. Be safe, be well. Tell your family that you love them. Tell them every day that you love them. Tell somebody how much you appreciate them every day. Take time to breathe. Slowly, deeply. Call someone. Check up on someone that you haven't seen or heard from in a while. Because we're in this together. So we need to work together to build a stronger community.